Another one of Halo Infinite's most controversial mishaps, that being the lack of playlists, is getting addressed by 343 to put a temporary band-aid on it before the holidays, because the team is going to be taking a much-deserved break during the holiday season and then coming back strong next year. I'm going to be sharing all the details that we know so far about these plans, so make sure you guys leave a like on this video to let me know that you are enjoying this kind of Halo Infinite news content, and subscribe if you're new here and you want to stay absolutely up to date on all the latest happenings in the world of Halo Infinite. So a couple of Halo Infinite's community managers at 343 Industries went to Twitter and Reddit to give us some more details on what kind of playlists will be coming very soon to Halo Infinite. Some of those being Fiesta, SWAT, or now being named Tactical Slayer, and free-for-all playlists all will be being added before the end of the year. At least that's what the team is planning. There's also a Social Slayer playlist with different variations of the mode in the works, and they said that they see this request the most for a dedicated Slayer playlist, but they're not going to be able to get that one ready until after the new year and after the holidays. 343 also shared plans on how events are going to work, or how they plan for them to work. We just had the Tenrai event, which of course featured the playlist Fiesta, and they said that the goal for these events is to try new modes prior to adding them to their own playlists in the game, and they'll be monitoring the playlist health after the additions of Free-for-All, SWAT, and Fiesta, and if they need to adjust their offering for playlists, then they will. And we'll be getting this information directly from the developers, and of course I'll be making videos to cover any kind of new news we get, so stay tuned to the channel. And yes, of course I agree with a lot of people who say that Halo Infinite should have had playlist options at launch. We went through this with Halo 5 with certain playlists being missing, and the implementation of playlists in Halo Infinite is even worse than Halo 5 in my opinion, because you cannot select if you want to just play objective game modes or if you want to play just Slayer, something we've had in the series for a long time, since 2004 with Halo 2 being introduced as an online game. And that's not even to mention the lack of options there are for playlists in the first place in Infinite. And unfortunately, as it's become more customary on the internet, people are being extremely toxic towards 343 and not really offering constructive feedback and sending threats and things like that, and just are not going about it the right way, and I don't agree with that. There's a way to offer feedback and to make your voice and opinion heard while being respectful to the developers, because they have put blood, sweat, and tears into this game, 6 years of development. And one of the 343 community managers has spoke up about this on Reddit, and I highly suggest reading the full thing, but I'm going to go through some of the more important things that I think should be mentioned in the video. When speaking on implementing changes, a lot of people think it's just so easy being a developer, and he said that it's not quite as trivial as pushing a button. He said, and at the scale and complexity of this game, Halo Infinite, any and every change could have monumental impact in a negative way without extensive testing. Triaging or going on ahead and adding degrees of importance to those issues is key, and they will continue to do that while also testing and finding out what they can do right away to help alleviate some of the issues the community has with things, much like they've done with the XP system already. And Halo fans know this all too well when it comes to games like MCC, that was a platform for Halo for quite a while. Infinite is going to be a platform for the next 10 years of the series. Things are going to be added to Infinite. It's a games as a service. So the Infinite that we are playing today is going to be completely different from the Infinite we're playing even a few months from now. And those know that with MCC and it being a platform, the littlest adjustment, the littlest addition could have introduced something drastic that would break the whole game. And we experienced that a lot with MCC before 343 got behind it and really fixed it up, and then started flighting those tests before they made it available to the public. He then offered more insight onto what the decision behind the launch playlists were. He said they were set up so they could take a measured approach. They have UI limitations with the game right now in the way and number of playlists that are exposed for the player. They have complex and not ideal progression and challenge systems that could be directly affected by playlists as well, intertwined mind into the playlist selection, in which he does again acknowledge that yes, the entire progression and challenge system is being looked at by the team and how they can improve it. And since Slayer is one of their most requested features as far as a playlist offering, they said that they are re-evaluating what it would take to potentially just start with a vanilla Slayer playlist as a short-term addition until a more robust offering that they have planned is ready. And because of those robust offerings that they're trying to introduce into the Slayer playlists, it's all going to require tuning and of course quality assurance testing. This is huge and is a critical part of the development pipeline that's been running non-stop for months to launch Halo Infinite. And as far as all this being a ploy to force us into getting challenge swaps that are buyable in the store, he said this is just not the case. And he did say that there are more challenge tweaks coming with the playlist update, and details on that are coming soon. He himself even admitted that he didn't like having an oddball challenge and then having to wait however many number of games to go on ahead and get an oddball match in which you may not even complete the challenge and have to wait for another one. So stay tuned for those changes coming to the game. I'll definitely be covering that for you guys. And 343 has definitely been getting a lot of hate for a lot of these things, and there's nothing wrong with saying bad things about Halo Infinite. There is plenty of bad things, in my opinion, about Halo Infinite. But do I still enjoy the game? Of course. Do I still think it has the potential and foundation to be one of the best Halos ever? Absolutely. And I'm here for that ride, and I cannot wait to cover it. But I do think it's worth mentioning that not everything should be put on the developers. Not everything is their choice, especially when it comes to things like progression or stuff in the store to buy, prices, and a battle pass, and what kind of items are in that pass versus what you can get in the store. All that should not be put on the devs. That could very well be the publisher, and this response from Sketch is proof of that, basically without coming out and saying, confirming, hey, this was Microsoft's choice, not ours, but saying that they are frustrated with some of the decisions as well as far as the progression. Definitely is a hint that, hey, maybe not all of this should be blamed on 343, so keep that in mind. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and hopefully you're sticking around with Halo Infinite to see what kind of changes that 343 will be implementing over time, because I really do think we are going to have a lot of fun on this game for years to come, and I cannot wait to share all the news and all the content with all of you. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Hope to catch you on either a previous video of mine or a future video of mine. Until that time comes, I'm your boy Patman, and I'm out.